12th Standard, Chapter number 11, India Transformed, Part 1. Today we are going to study number 3, Economic Issues. In that, first is Ministry of Disinvestment. What you mean by disinvestment? Disinvestment means withdrawal the investment in some sector by the government. The Government of India established a separate Ministry of Disinvestment to take care of its investment policy, the gradual withdrawal of governmental investment in public sectors. The government is focusing on reducing its investment in the sectors like mining, petroleum refineries, roads and highways, port trusts, telecommunication and foreign investments. The policies of privatization, liberalization and globalization, popularly known as Khauja. Privatization means transfer of economy from public sector to private ownership. Liberalization is the elimination of state control over economic sector. Globalization is the integration of economy with world economy. Boosted the confidence of Indian companies, and some of them established themselves in global markets by acquiring foreign companies in the steel, pharmaceuticals, tea production and also automobile sector. In 2016, Ministry of Disinvestment was renamed and came to be known as Department of Investment and Public Asset Management. Fourth point, BRICS. This organization was established in 2006. Its name is formed by adopting the first letter of the names of the participants' countries. The participants members are Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. This organization was established with an aim of enhancing the trade among these countries. The 11th Conference of BRICS was organized in Brazil. The theme of this conference was Economic Growth for an Innovative Future. Subjects like technological cooperation, technology and innovation, digital economy, international crime, financial scam were discussed in this conference. Fifth, science and technology. When we're talking about science and technology, supercomputer named as Aram 8000 was created with the help of Center for Development of Advanced Computing in Pune. In 1998, an advanced version of Param 8000 was made, which named as Param 10,000. Its mathematical potential was enormous, because of which India entered the global computer market. India won its place among the leading countries with high technological know-how to computer making. In 1999, a project of creating a still further version of Param 10,000 was undertaken. This computer was named as Param Padma. Param Padma supercomputer was dedicated to the nation in 2003. Indian software industry was benefited because of the policy of liberalization. The central government's favorable policies for software industry, foresightedness of the Indian entrepreneur, the national widespread of computer and information technology, computer engineers who are also proficient in the use of English language resulted in tremendous increase in Indian export of software. It increased from 3.2% to more than 25%. Internet services. In 1995, Internet services began in the Indian metropolises. In 2004, Tata Consultancy was the biggest firm in Asia providing software services. Pune and Bangalore developed as information technology hubs. The population in India using internet services is rapidly increasing. Indian IT engineers are in great demand all over the world. Third, or we can say in the series of science and technology, is development in the field of science. India, to prove its nuclear strength, conducted underground nuclear tests 2 times at Pokhran in Rajasthan. The Indian satellite OceanSat first launched and entered the orbit in 1999 to collect oceanographic information, means information about ocean and seacoast. In 2000, Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited (BSNL) was established to provide services like cellular phones, internet, and broadbands. Indian Science Congress Association was established on 15 Jan 1914 with the objective of promoting scientific environment in India and publishing dissertation, research paper and periodicals. In 1975, Asima Chatterjee became the first female scientist to be elected as the General President of the 62 Indian Science Congress Association. Development in the field of space research. In 2007, India entered a new field of space research. It commercially launched the Italian satellite. Other nations had submitted tenders quoting very high rates to get this contract. However, India got this contract by quoting reasonable rates. Nevertheless, India earned considerable profit through the Italian contract. Before entering in this field on commercial basis, India had already successfully launched the satellites of Argentina, Belgium, South Korea, Indonesia, and Germany. In 2008, India launched Chandrayaan first, the first lunar probe. Through the information sent by Chandrayaan first, India could collect evidence for the presence of water on the moon. After that, India also launched Chandrayaan 2 and Mangalyaan. Voter verified paper audit trail. The government of India started using this machine for the Nagaland Assembly election in 2011. Since 2019, this device has been widely used for Lok Sabha election. The slip generated by the machine can be checked to determine whom you voted for. The voter sees the slip in a few seconds after the vote. The voter can confirm his or her own vote through this machine. Number 6. Our role related to the defense affair. In that, first, Kargil War. In 1999, Pakistan invaded Kashmir. This intrusion started a war between India and Pakistan. This war was fought in the Kargil Dras area in Ladakh. Hence, it's known as Kargil War. It is also referred to as Operation Vijay by the Indian Army. Operation Vijay was successful and India emerged victorious in it. This was the war that alerted Indian authorities for modernization of Indian military. Processes of updating the military, equipments and arms, training, etc. were further intensified. In 2009, India successfully built a strategic strike nuclear submarine of Arihant class. This was the first nuclear submarine built in India. The first patrol round was completed with Russia's cooperation. Thus, India is the sixth country in the world to develop ingenious technology of building nuclear submarines. The Indian government had involved private India entrepreneurs too in this project. Make in India. The government of India emphasize on indigenous production by using indigenous technology. Make in India on recruiting women officers in military and also on combined exercise with militaries of other nations. There is increasingly focus on the exchange of latest technology to fight terrorism, to augment our own competencies, and optimum use of modern technology for ending terrorism. The exercise with Oman military at Bukhlo, Himachal Pradesh, is apparently the result of these policies. In the exercise with Nepal, the thrust was on the critical tactics to fight with terrorists in mountainous ranges. There were combined exercise of Mongolian army and Jammu and Kashmir rifles. The exercise of Indian and American army together was done in America. The exercise with Sri Lankan army was organized in Pune. The practice session was meant for training the soldier to fight terrorism in semi-urban environment. Exercise with Russian military was organized in Russia. Similar exercise was organized with Bangladesh and England as well. Such exercises are useful for both countries because of the technological exchange that happens on these occasions. They help to know the and practice new methods of resolving problems. The processes of modernization of arms give an impetus to further research. To join the armed forces is one of the best career for young people. There are about 8 sections in the Indian Army where women officers can join on short service commission. Women can join through Union Public Service Commission. There are few reserved seats for women who have completed NCC training. When we're talking about Indian military is the first to give training to foreign women officers. During a training session organized in Chennai, women officers in the Afghan Air Force were trained. It included training for the development of physical capabilities, use of latest arms, war strategies, communication skill, and leadership qualities. In 2016, the Indian Air Force commissioned 3 women pilots for the first time. The names are Avanti Chaturvedi, Bhavna Kant, and Mohana Singh. After completing their training successfully, they resume their duty as flying officers.